All right, what's happening, everyone? It's Adam, and welcome back to another review. In today's review, I'm going over the CX Plus True Wireless Earbuds from Sennheiser. Now, Sennheiser has come a long way from the CX 400BT model, which was the first version of the CX models that they came out with. Now, that was like a year and a half ago. Those cost $199, and there was two major flaws that the CX Plus brings that they didn't. So, number one, independent usage of the left or right earbud. So, in other words, mono mode. And these have active noise canceling, and the 400 BTs didn't. So, the fact that they finally gave these that for $179 instead of $199, I'm very proud of Sennheiser. And for the record, before I even get my hands on the AirPods 3 model, I'm willing to bet that these Sennheiser CX Pluses are better than those because those don't even have active noise canceling. And Sennheiser can box with the best consumer earbuds, in my opinion, out there. So that's just my take, but of course, I'd have to do a comparison. Let's get into the review. Thanks for watching ahead of time. So before I get into my real world experience and overall day-to-day usage for the past week and a half, I want to go over the specs of these real quick. So as I mentioned earlier, they have active noise canceling now, so you can block out surrounding noise, transparent hearing so you can hear surrounding noise and amplify it. They have side tone, which you can adjust, and if you don't know what side tone is, it's your ability to hear yourself with the microphones when you're on a phone call. Customizable touch controls, independent usage of the left and right earbud. They come with 4 different ear tips, so extra small, small, medium, and large. I definitely would cycle through those if you're unsure about the fit, especially when testing out noise canceling. And then there's IPX4 splash resistance, so in other words, you can sweat on them for sure. I just wouldn't dunk them in the water or go swimming in them kind of thing for a long period of time. And they do have a great fit, which I'll get into, but there's 24 hours of battery life with 8 hours of playback time with the earbuds and then 16 hours in the case. They're USB-C charging, not wireless charging, and the sound profiles are AAC, aptX, and adaptive aptX, Bluetooth 5.2, and yeah, obviously you have the app for Google Play and of course the Apple App Store. Now, when it comes to the design of these earbuds, there's 2 things I love the most. Number one is the colorways are truest and richest to that color, even though they're black and white. I feel like it's not eggshell white, it's not space gray, it's just pure black and pure white, which sounds funny to put it that way because they're monocolors, but I love the way they did it. It's just very deep in its color. The second thing is the touch sensors. Now, there's one major flaw, and that is that they attract fingerprints like crazy. But with this squared off design, they're the most accurate I've experienced, to where I couldn't get them to glitch no matter what I did. It was like really, I haven't got them to mess up at all. So it's seamless. But like I said, the fingerprints can be a little bit of an issue. You will have a tendency to want to clean them often. And when it comes to the fit of these earbuds, I feel like there's not a weird vacuum seal or anything that kind of makes them feel uncomfortable. I mean, the longest period of time I had them on was about 3 hours, probably a little over 3 hours listening to an audiobook while working. And that was just because I naturally need a break from time to time. You might be able to wear them longer. I mean, 8 hours of battery life. But the other thing with the ear tips, the silicone ear tips attract very little earwax, which sounds funny, but they are earbuds. And they usually stay clean throughout the day. I mean, they're not messy earbuds to use at all. But I definitely thought I'd throw that in there because I don't say that much. But with design and fit and just look at them, I really like them. The squared off design might be hit or miss, but for me, they work. Okay, so let's get into the sound quality of these. Now, right off the bat, they're not for bass heads, but I will explain. So for me, I think if you do like bass in your music, you're going to enjoy using these. But they're not going to drown out the mids and the highs and give you that all I hear and feel is bass in my ears. And that's namely because of the true response technology. Now, I will have a link in the description below explaining that because that's too nerdy for me, but when you watch that video, it will make sense. Now, I listen to hip hop, rock, classical music, binaural beats, EDM. I listen to a bunch of different genres, and this is the best way I can explain it. Is instrument separation, clarity, and detail in songs are fantastic. I don't even really have any genre I prefer over others, but some albums I did listen to were Deftones' White Pony or even Eminem's Kamikaze. And even with those 2 different genres, Chino singing in White Pony is probably the clearest I've heard it in a long time, especially when it comes to the bass in that album, because in most rock albums you don't really hear the bass guitar that much, but drum patterns and bass lines actually came through pretty clear that I don't remember. And then when it comes to Eminem, I heard a bunch of ad libs and fillers and all those background vocals that usually hip hop artists add for the first time. And I wasn't able to hear that with other earbuds. And I think it's because the bass with other earbuds kind of drowns out those frequency responses. So, in other words, do I think they're good for hip hop? Yes. Rock music? Yes. EDM? Yes. Classical or anything that's instrument focused only? Absolutely. So, I think you're going to have a great time listening with these, and that's probably my favorite thing about them. The sound quality is so freaking good. Okay, so I'm going to get into controls and app functionality now. And one of the things about the control settings and with the app, you pretty much can customize everything, and there's every function you can think of. So you have your basics like playing and pausing, skipping tracks previous to track, tapping once, tapping twice, tapping three times, or even long pressing and holding for volume controls. And you can, again, customize either earbud and customize it to your liking with whatever you want. Now, you tap once to answer and end a call or to reject a call. One of the flaws I would say when it comes to phone calls is it's awesome you have side tone and you can control the volume of that, how loud you hear yourself on a call, but the setting of putting the right earbud in to end the call. I wish you can do that for the left earbud, because in my microphone test, I put the right earbud in to prove solo earbud use and it ended my voice recording. For some reason, it treats voice recordings, and even when I play around with apps like Duolingo, and you know how you have to speak in certain apps like that, it treats it like a phone call. And depending on what you're doing with it, not all the time, but it's kind of annoying. So that's the only issue I had with the controls. But overall, with the app, even when it comes to the audio controls and the equalizer, it's weird at first until you get to when you have that waveform. But I really like using the bar settings, and I actually just keep it at neutral, to be honest. I mean, the only time I put on podcasts is if I'm listening to an audiobook, because it kind of clips out a little bit of the punchiness you hear in a podcast. But other than that, I mean, I just kind of keep it at neutral and leave it at that. There's really no complaints I have other than phone call usage with these earbuds. All right, now let's move into a microphone test.
All right, we're in my quiet office, and obviously I have both earbuds in, and the microphones you're hearing are the CX Plus true wireless earbuds in my quiet office. So this is what it sounds like. And now what I'm going to do for the coffee shop test is the decibels read anywhere from 70 to 85 with my speaker right here. But I'm going to let you hear it from the camera microphone first so you can hear how loud it is.
So right now you're hearing from the camera microphone how loud the ambient noise is, and then I'm going to switch it now
to these microphones so you can see what the CX Plus sound like in a noisy environment. So microphone test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. I'm going to stop it now. All right, and last but not least, I do have the left earbud in only. So that's the microphones you're hearing right now are from the left earbud. And I will play some ambient noise here right now. Same volume level as before. So I got that playing now from my phone. And still the same volume, very loud. It sounds like I'm in a real coffee shop. So test 1, 2, 3. And yeah, that's the full microphone test now. I wanted to make sure I got that in as well.
And so that leads us into active noise canceling and transparent hearing. Now, with the active noise canceling, I feel like they're just as good as the Elite 7 Pros and definitely better than the Momentum 2s, only because of how good it blocks out high frequency noises. So, doing dishes, especially silverware, steaming pitchers in a coffee shop, and dogs barking, those kinds of noises, to where those are suppressed way better than most earbuds I've heard. The only other earbuds that compete are the Elite 7 Pros. Now, the active noise canceling may be better than the Momentum 2s, but it's right there with AirPods Pro, a pair of earbuds like that, or even the Bose Quiet Comfort earbuds. In my opinion, I think it's in such competition with those that I can put them in that category. Easy. All right, now some finishing touches for the review. So battery life, it takes 10 minutes to get to an hour of use with the earbuds in the case. And if the case and the earbuds die, it's an hour and a half to fully charge them. Now, it took like 3 days before the yellow indicator light even came on for me, so battery life's more than good enough. With Bluetooth 5.2, I noticed no latency issues with HBO Max, Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, videos from Safari. It didn't matter what I was using. No latency issues at all. Connectivity wise, the only time it started disconnecting is I had my phone in my office and I went outside into my backyard where the sliding doors is on the opposite side. And I live in a 1,200 square foot house. And that's when it started disconnecting. Now, if you're thinking about getting these over, let's say, the Momentum True Wireless 2s or the CX True Wireless earbuds, don't even bother with those, honestly. I mean, for $179, just stick with these. You'll thank me later. Sennheiser came such a long way from their other products. And when I talked about ANC and what I compared them to, it's more than good enough to where this is true active noise canceling. And the music quality alone is good enough to get these. But if they didn't have noise canceling, I would recommend something else. So I love these. Sennheiser did a great job with them. And yeah, that's it for the review. So stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.